I'm a rich second-generation kid, one with persecutory delusions. In pursuit of a sense of security, I secretly built an underground castle and hoarded massive amounts of supplies. What I never expected, though, was that the apocalypse arrived on the second day after I moved into the castle. My dad is the richest man in country A, and my mom is the humble wife who started from scratch with him, compared to the flamboyant women who swarmed around my dad after he got rich. My mom, born in a rural village, was far from elegant enough for high society. Dad grew increasingly distant from her, and mom, unable to accept this, gradually became twisted in her heart, and her only daughter me became the sole victim of that twistedness. From a young age, I knew Ishold and Texist. I was and the son mom could use to steal dad's favor. Instead, with dad rarely at home, I endured mom's abuse and insults. Growing sensitive, introverted, timid, and cowardly, when dad came home, he'd take his disdain for my unpresentable demeanor out on mom, making me even more unwanted. It was a never-ending vicious cycle. Worse, because of dad's enormous fortune, I'd been kidnapped by his rivals and framed by my half-siblings. So even after mom died, my life remained tough. Of course, that's only how I saw it. To others, I was a glamorous rich kid, with endless money to squander, living a life of luxury. True, dad disliked mom and me, but he never escaped on our allowance. He was even overly generous out of guilt. Since I was bad at social easying and had few hobbies, I saved a lot. Plus, when mom died, most of her property was transferred to me, leaving me with a considerable fortune. If I'd wanted, I could have lived a life of debauchery, surrounded by handsome men, for the rest of my days. But I'm not like others. I'm sick, and I refuse treatment. I have mild persecutory delusions. My lifelong dream is to live somewhere hidden, never going out or seeing anyone. But I didn't want to move to remote mountains or apparatus far from the world. There are too many reasons. Mountains are full of unknowns I can't handle, and frankly, I'm too lazy to even consider it. 3 years ago, on my coming-of-age ceremony, dad promised me a property. I goes a suburban villa. It was in a newly developed villa community, each 3 stories high. Alone, I spent 2 years hiring top designers and construction teams, using the sturdiest materials to dig an underground castle beneath it. Yes, I named my secret base Underground Castle, and I wouldn't admit it saw bit childish because I just crave security that badly. The villa itself was fully renovated from the outside. It looked unremarkable, but all its glass was one-way bulletproof, and the doors were explosion-proof. It picked the thickest models. When closed, they let in almost no light, which gave me immense security. Both the ground and underground spaces were wrapped in thick, soundproof cotton. It installed numerous cameras around the villa, though inside the villa and castle, I used pinhole cameras for aesthetics. He also put solar panels on the roof. Their daily output was enough for my needs. Admittedly, solar efficiency is low in real life, but I'd referenced countless apocalyptic novels. Our needs, minus the zombies, were the same. The castle's entrance was under the bed in the first floor bedroom. A switch under the bed frame slid the bed aside. The first door was a regular iron gate, opened by a code, leading to a seemingly ordinary basement. I decorated it lavishly, with piles of gold bars and cash in plain sight adequate. The real castle gate, hidden in a corner, was an ultra-thick explosion-proof door. Once locked from the inside, it could be opened from outside. I'd also installed an electric fence around the entire underground castle, plus alarms and monitors for real-time surveillance. The castle had 3 floors. The bottom floor was storage, 5 1-megawatt large batteries, enough to power the castle for nearly 2 years, without external electricity. On the other side, I'd had the designers dig a reservoir. The remaining space held shelves, freezers, and a kitchen. The second floor was my living area: bedroom, bathroom, computer room, gym, home theater, study, and pet room. Those who like it will have their whole family in good health and smooth career. More full stories are available in Lala Full Story. Like and follow so you won't get lost. Thank you for your support. The villa and castle had separate power systems. The castle normally connected to the villa's power, but could switch to independent supply in emergencies. Its wastewater, garbage, and sewage systems were all independently designed. No trace of the underground castle remained in the above-ground villa. This was what I'd always wanted: an absolutely safe secret castle. I took possession a year ago, and 6 months later, I started furnishing the interior. needing massive supplies. I checked my remaining funds and secretly bought a small supermarket. He took over its purchasing department, using the supermarket's official seal to buy in bulk. Don't task why I didn't just shop directly. I wanted absolute secrecy. No more questions. The answer is simply that I am sick. In Ailes's civilized era, I might be made the designers and construction teams disappear, but I dared they to being hired by OS Tycoon to design a manor and would NT be back anytime soon. After 6 months of secret stockpiling, the castle was nearly ready. Fearing I'd never go out and starved for security, I'd bought not just snacks, but tons of rice flour oil, compressed biscuits, fresh produce, mineral water, and berry-led water. I'd stocked 3 to 4 years worth of daily necessities. Knowing I'd lack sunlight underground, I'd also bought vitamins and medicine. The 3rd floor was nearly full, with items categorized on shelves, daily goods, hardware, food, frozen products, all neatly arranged, following apocalyptic novel tropes. I'd also bought drones, telescopes, radio systems, large hard drives loaded with movies and shows, physical books, and multiple phones and tablets. More is better, after all. By then, the castle was ready for occupancy. On January 1st, 2026, New Year's Day, I officially moved underground. The above-ground villa had been livable since delivery, and I stayed there for 6 months. When moving down, I'd left obvious signs of daily life, enough to avoid suspicion, but not so much that visitors would find me odd. As for family, my grandparents and mom were dead. Dad had left for a US vacation a month earlier with his lovers and their kids. I'd always been an outsider, with no daily contact, no TIs to worry about. Forgot to mention, I'm a hacker, not top tier, but decent. As a kid, when mom locked me indoors, I'd played with a hidden laptop, stumbled into coding, and taught myself. Maybe I inherited dad's intelligence. I picked it up quickly, but no one knew. Mom had wanted me to study finance, to inherit dad's company, but she died before I went to college. I never enrolled. Dad had no expectations, and I read social easy eng. He hired tutors at home and bought Oslist degree. That sufficed. I loved my new life. No disturbances, no socializing, no worries about food or drink. I'd planned to get a cat but kept delaying, never finding one that clicked. A few days ago, the pet store owner called. They had a 6-month-old British short hair, abandoned but healthy. I loved the video he sent, so I agreed to take it. Today was the day. At AM, I left wearing a hat, sunglasses, and mask, and remarkable in winter. It drove my usual Jeep, its tough look making me feel safe. At the store, the cat was in a cage. I held it. It was perfect. I put it back, then bought 60 bags each of litter and food, plus treats, cans, medicine, and supplements, claiming plenty of space at home. The store threw in toys, scratchers, wands, etc. By the time I loaded everything, it was nearly noon. Driving back, the sky was overcast, like rain was coming. It turned on the radio news of a lab leak. The hosts joked about a possible. Their tone was light, but my mind spiraled. Paranoia does that. My thoughts always jumped to the worst. Clouds gathered, thunder rumbled. I shivered, hit the gas. It hadn't trained. When I got home, it drove into the yard, locked the gate, and carried everything down to the castle. After putting the cat in the pet room, I rushed to the computer room, my most frequented, most carefully set up space. I sank into the warm chair and pulled up the outdoor camera feeds. Nothing looked odd. I relaxed a little. This was normal for me, always a nervous wreck, fearing the worst outside. I searched for info on the lab leak. To my horror, the internet was spotless. Related terms showed no results, like someone had erased everything. What's scary is in sensational rumors, but no info at all. I switched to foreign sites, only a few scattered unauthoritative posts, nothing useful, as if it never happened. But I'd heard the broadcast half an hour earlier. The only explanation, it was being hidden from the public. Why? The host's joke popped into my head. Resident Evil. I jumped up, ran to the 3rd floor. First, I turned on the reservoir tap to fill it, then checked the 5 batteries all full. I inventoried supplies. Lazy and bad at cooking, I mostly ate ready-to-eat food, self-heating hot pots, instant noodles, bread, plus snacks, biscuits, jerky, spicy strips, chips, candy, chocolate. I was glad I hadn't slacked off. Almost the entire supermarket was underground. Plenty of food. With my small appetite, it'd last 3 years easy. I checked water. I'd stocked 3 cases of every soda, with 1 to 3 year shelf lives, plus 60 barrels of water and 20 cases of mineral water. Enough if I rationed. Too scared to go out again, I decided never step outside. If I ran out, I'd starve. I grabbed all 45 power banks. From the study 40 bought 5 free, each with a cable. Thank the store. I'd followed their advice, buying 40 chargers. I plugged 40 banks in. The castle didn't have enough outlets, so I dared go upstairs to charge them, plus 10 tablets. After checking every room, I went to the bedroom. I felt a bump on the headboard, pressed it, a door opened. A small 70-80 sqf room, 2 barrels of water, a case of compressed biscuits, and most importantly guns. ID, bought them through dad's connections. 1 pistol, 2 rifles, 600 bullets each. My last line of defense. Coward that I'd hide if possible. If not, I'd use them on myself. Back in the computer room, I kept searching and watching the villa cameras. No way I'd leap in the bedroom. I'd never rest easy. But nothing happened that day. Maybe I'd overreacted. Life stayed calm for 5 or 6 days. ID, ordered 30 more barrels of water and meds from various suppliers, delivered to the door. By then, the reservoir was full, batteries charged, devices juiced, food, water supplies all set. I'd reorganized. Pads, toothpaste, toothbrushes plenty, 5 electric blankets, 5 quilts, since it does get hot here, and AC units are too obvious. I'd used fans instead of AC. On February 13, 2026, I was ready to cut off contact with the outside. The 2 other households in the neighborhood lived far away. No interaction. I went upstairs, covered the sofa and bed with cloth, cut water and power, made it look like I'd left. Back in the castle, I texted Dad, heard about US shootings, worried for you, stay home, don't go out much. The cat and I had bonded over the days, and named him Tycoon. Settled in the computer room, playing with him. A chime suddenly rang. It was my alert for lab leak or zombies online. I checked the screen, stunned, as if the secret could no longer be kept. US zombies skyrocketed to trending 1. Posts about zombies flooded in. The most viewed video. A US street. People screamed, fled. Behind them, stiff twisted figures with white eyes, jaws hanging, but everyone in sight covered in blood, growling like animals. Comments said, many US cities had fallen. Stock up, hide at home. I watched more videos, same content. I closed them, searched my city. As expected, though zombie news was new. Supermarkets were packed, shelves emptied, some looting. My villa cameras showed no one. Remote location. It hacked city street cameras. People hurried but no anomalies. I hopped. The country could contain it, yet silently thanked my foresight. No one was safer than me. That night, I slept in the computer room with Tycoon. A loud boom woke me. Terror shot through me. In the soundproof 2nd floor. What could be that loud? No info online. I checked cameras. A huge fire caught my eye. Zooming in, horror hit, plane wreckage, collapsed buildings, and from the flames, zombies stumbled up. I stopped watching. The fire crackling, people screaming, zombies growling, pure fear. I checked the time. AM. I hadn't eaten dinner. Stomach growling, but nausea hit. I ran to the bathroom, dry heaving, splashed cold water on my face, squatted in the corner, trembling. Tycoon trotted over, nuzzled my lap. I snapped out of it, picked him up, left my phone pinged app, notifications, disappointment, apocalypse, and no one read me. I opened my social feed. My half-sister posted a coffee photo. Safe in the US. I checked Dad chat. My last message, warning him, no reply. Did he not get it? I put the phone down. Survival mattered more. The virus spread fast. All day, the internet was videos. People bleeding, mutating on camera. Others cowering, out of food. I huddled in my chair, scrolling, hands shaking. By PM, the fire died down, little left to burn, but most of the city had fallen. Streets swarmed with zombies. Blood everywhere. Survivors hid indoors. No one expected this speed 8 plane with zombies crashing here, changing everything. Evening official alerts arrived. Stay home. They listed zombie traits: sharp smell or hearing, eat raw meat, poor climbing, fast movement. 2 days later, February 15th, C-City lost water and power. It didn't backup power, but let the roof solar panels feed the castle. Winter sun was weak, barely enough for daily use. My computer worked. Villa cameras showed no zombies or strangers. 3 more days, February 19th. Most country cities were hit. Some contained it. Few casualties. Others fell. No internet. But TV worked. It turned on the radio. Surprisingly active channels, official and private. I sieved a few private ones, documenting apocalyptic life. Channel 1, 3 local guys. They stayed home during the outbreak, survived, adventure-loving, well-equipped, living in a downtown high-rise. They stockpiled quickly but not Enough food for 2-3 months. Channel 2. A novelist from neighboring Hassady. Soft-spoken woman, with her family, living at the foot of mountains. After the news, the village moved deep into the mountains. No one knew the terrain better. They settled in a cave. Channel 3. A guy in an official shelter, crowded but safe, with rations. Notably, the zombie wave hit most of the world. The US, where the lab leak happened, was mostly fallen. To save itself, it released partial data, hoping global scientists could develop a vaccine. February 20. Official announcement. Shelters nationwide. Stay hopeful. Unite, we'll overcome this. I had no plans unless winging it counts. Eat supplies till they're gone. Then die. If order returns before that, thank the country. If not, life's pointless. February 21st, 2026. Days of stress, little food. Messy room. I decided to clean, organize, tidy up. Took a hot bath, applied a mask, settled into the living room rocking chair. No internet. So I moved camera feeds to my tablet, smaller, easier to carry. Cold outside. The castle was chilly despite heating. I spread a thick blanket on the chair, put a smaller one nearby, dragged a table over, set the tablet down, turned on the radio. 11 a.m. Channel 1 speak time. I opened a self-heating hot as voices crackled through. I'll call the chatty one, brother 3 youngest. Funny loud, a show off. From him, I learned downtown was overrun. Zombies had sharp teeth, faster by day. No brains, only drawn to sound. Life. Their observation. 5 survivors left, mostly hiding. Early apocalypse. People still had food, but as supplies ran out, looting and killing would start. That's true hell. Zombies mindless. Didn't scare me. Desperate humans did. Brother 3 rambled on, teaching self-defense. I resolved. Use the gym. No plans to fight, but better health, avoid sickness. Eating, nodding to the radio music. I glanced at the tablet, almost dropped my chopsticks. Zombies. Hundreds swarming outside the villa. I put on headphones, turned up camera audio. The second I heard it, I froze, goosebumps. First time hearing zombies overlapping. Gut Ural moans, bone chilling. I thanked the soundproofing, checking all feeds. One showed a jeep, maybe a man and woman inside. They raced through the neighborhood. Car bloodied, scratched, dented, crashing into things. Too fast. Cameras only caught blurs before they vanished. Staring at the horde, I wondered how people drew so many. Then a loud crash from the monitor, followed by a woman's shrill scream. Probably a panic crash. No visuals, just sound. I refocused. 30-40 zombies near my villa, moving west the jeep's direction. Minutes later, only a few stragglers remained. Unsure how sharp zombie senses were, but distance and secrecy made me think I was safe. Still, I kept quieter, avoided strong-smelling food. Dinner, bread, yogurt. Watched all afternoon, no sign of the jeep couple. Zombies posed no threat. I relaxed. Tycoon, sensing danger, had been good, most lie napped on the couch or in my lap. 10 p.m. I showered, went to bed. February 28, 2026. Morning. Checking the tablet to familiar figures. The jeep couple, now zombies, shuffling through the neighborhood. Their default state with no prey. Maybe they turned immediately, wandered here, maybe survived, then got infected. No sign of the other 2 households. I was safe. Relieved, I got up, set Adamer last night. Porridge should be ready. No big events lately. I made a schedule, upping exercise daily. Now, 3 kilometers jogs felt easy. Half a month since the outbreak. Channel 1 Strio. Worried about water, maybe a week left. Brother 3, less funny, sounded anxious. Soon, he'd stop broadcasting. In contrast, Channel 2's novelist. Rural families stockpile by habit. They brought plenty to the mountains. Found a hidden cave, built fences. Cold, but spring had started. Planting crops. Only downside, no electricity. Not a problem for resourceful villagers, old methods worked. A paradise. She even kept writing. Pen and paper, hundreds of thousands of words. Channel 3 Sky was harder to find. When I caught him, he sounded hopeful. City sorter was stable, improving. Good, stable cities might help ours. March 12, 2026. Day 27. In inventoried supplies, barely a dent. Security washed over me, but no rescue news. TV dead. Radio said the virus was worse than thought. Heavy losses worldwide. Beyond country. 3 days ago, Channel 1's trio, out of water, announced they'd venture out. No word since. Channel 2's novelist signed off. Battery dead. To all listeners, hold on. Wish the world well. Channel 3's guy message 2 days ago. Z City facing a big zombie attack. Officials called for resistance. He sounded fired up, joining the fight. For Ozless coward like me, hiding and waiting. He was admirable. I prayed he and all soldiers defending the country stayed safe. April 1st, 2026. 2 months since outbreak. Besides daily exercise, I started a reading challenge. Eating. Lost in a book. The villa cameras flickered. I zoomed in. 3 jeeps at the neighbor's. Burly men in camo. Got out. The leader scanned the area. His eyes met the camera through the screen cold. Murderous. Not good. No words, just nods. Some pulled out axes. Hammers, wrenches split into 2 groups. Started smashing doors. Others patrolled. Raiders. My villa was first, probably the innermost. Safest. The gate not reinforced. Fell quickly. They entered the yard. But my villa, door reinforced steel and bulletproof glass, stopped them. Then the neighbor's door broke. They left mine. Moved next door. It knew it was empty, furnished. Never lived in. Sure enough. Angry curses echoed though no visuals. My heart raced. Look. Solar panels. Someone yelled. Panic spiked. I cut the solar power to the castle. No idea if it worked. But terror left no room for thought. It and T. Switched to backup batteries. The castle went dark. Tycoon meowed weak. I ignored it. Stumbling back to the tablet. Eyes glued to the screen. Soon they all came over. Rich neighborhood. My villa's sturdiness. Solar panels they were sure it held. Treasure. After fruitless banging, they focused on a first-floor window. Thick bulletproof glass. But no match for 10 men hammering. It shattered. Someone climbed in. Opened the door from inside. I pulled up indoor cameras. They ransacked the place, violent. Destructive, smashing even empty corners. Good thing I defaked an empty house. Their chat. They thought Eric Nutjob had oversecured it. But the sturdiness impressed them. They stay. Regret hit. Why reinforce the villa? 1 jeep left. Others stayed. Guarding. Probably raiding the rest. Later, the jeep returned. 2 trucks behind. They unloaded supplies. And 2 women. One in rags tied dragged in roughly. The other well dressed. Flirting boldly with the men. Raiders returned. Loot in hand. No sign of the other households, alive or dead. They gathered in the living room. Dividing food. Compressed biscuits, meat cans. Beer. The FLIR Thai woman sat by their leader. Toasting him. The tied woman got at a skew-it. Silent in the corner. Afraid to turn on lights. I felt my way to a bread bag, went to bed. Tycoon in my arms. At night, 3 men dragged the quiet woman into a room. Door slamming. The other followed. The leader upstairs. 2 stood guard. Others slept. Checking feeds. 2 men whispered in one room. I turned up the volume, froze. That voice. Brother 3 from Channel 1. So, Brother 2 and 3. Their leader had been infected. Sacrificed himself to save them. They joined this group for safety, but quickly realized these men killed for supplies. Moral, they couldn't stomach it. Boss used to be good, fed us well. Turn 2. Can we survive alone? They talked themselves into leaving. He understood survival's brutal. May 5th, 2026. The thugs had stayed a month. No sign of me. Their routine. Some raided, others guarded. I wondered if zombies were gone, but radio said they still raged. Then the news I'd waited for. They were leaving. Rival gangs fought over supplies. This one planned to join a bigger gang in the next province. I didn't care where, just go. That afternoon, gaming with headphones, I heard them smashing the house. Cameras they'd packed. Wanted to destroy the villa so no one else used it. I almost laughed. Good. Less attention. They left at dusk, taking my solar panels. Fine. I had backups. To celebrate, I ate self-heating hot pot and soda for 3 days. December 15th, 2026. Nearly a year since outbreak. 3 more raider groups came after they left, but left quickly. My villa was wrecked. Doors open, nothing to loot. Official broadcasts picked up. Nationwide zombie cleanup in progress. Vaccine breakthroughs. Radio channels multiplied. Survivors spoke hope in their voices. After 10 months, I heard Brother 3 again on an official channel. Amadel survivor, urging everyone, hold on, victory's near. February 13th, 2028. The radio announced, our city was next for cleanup. Soon I breathe fresh air again. They say, survivors are blessed. When order returns, I'll see a therapist. After all, in such a beautiful world, what problem can be fixed?